Our final student speaker was selected by the JD class. Ruben Henriquez is from Little Falls, New Jersey. Before coming to Duke, he earned a master's degree from the London School of Economics, and he worked in marketing at a consulting firm in Washington, D.C. During law school, Ruben served as a very successful, award-winning president of the Duke Bar Association. Ruben.
Good evening, everyone. I'd just like to start off by thanking you all so much for coming all the way down to Durham from all across the world just to hear me speak tonight. That really means so much to me. I don't even know the large majority of you, and you still came out for me, so thank you. So I remember looking over all of Duke's academic statistics when I was applying, the average GPA and LSAT, the journals and clinics. I even remember being extremely concerned with how many Supreme Court clerks Duke had so that I could estimate my own chances. But looking back, what I didn't understand then, other than how incredibly difficult it is to become a Supreme Court clerk, was that one of the biggest factors that would impact my experience at law school wasn't something that I would find summed up in the US News rankings. That's because one of the most fundamental things that shapes your time at law school is who you go to law school with, your classmates. And lucky for us, we got to go to law school with each other. I often pause and think about how I could have easily not been part of this brilliant, down-to-earth, fun, and yes, slightly crazy class. And you know, I think most of us have had a similar moment at some point in the last 3 years when we realize how truly special our Duke Law community is. Before that moment when someone asks you why you chose Duke, you say, "I love the community, it's so collegial," without really thinking about it. But it really wasn't until you compared your experience to that of students at other schools that "it's the community" went from something you said to something you truly understood and meant. You'd ask somebody from another school, "Do you know so-and-so from your school?" And they'd answer, "Nope, I've never met them. They're not in my section," as if that's an excuse. But when you ask somebody if they know somebody at Duke, your answer is always, "Of course I know Elise Lyons. Of course I know Zach Ruby. And, oh yeah, I know James DePauli." And that's when it really sinks in, when you can truly say that the community here is like none other. Duke Law people don't treat school like a job, coming in the morning and leaving at the end of the day to hang out with their other friends. At Duke Law, people don't rip pages out of library books to get an edge in the classroom. And while that might be because nobody uses library books anymore, no one's ever done anything to my laptop either. At Duke Law, our classmates are friends and not just colleagues, and that actually makes our experience special. It was with each other in some way, shape, or form that we spent almost every minute of every day for the last 3 years of our lives. And despite the fact that we have world-class professors that provide us with a top 10 education, while also having the #1 quality of life in the country, let's face it, some parts of the last 3 years were really, really tough. Most people here sailed through high school and college only to hit a wall here at law school. This was the first time things didn't come easily, that we'd face real competition, that we'd truly fail at something. Everyone in this audience has fallen short at something in law school. Except for Celia Glass, every single one of us has fallen short. But at the end of the day, as rough as things got, I think there was comfort in the fact that we got to go through it together. We were there for each other when you received your first truly abysmal grade, weren't accepted to a journal, or didn't get elected to the executive board of your group. When you blew a cold call or absolutely embarrassed yourself in class. I'm sorry about that again, Professor Charles. When you didn't get your dream job. We were there for each other when you ended a long-term relationship, when you had a major injury or were struggling with a life-altering illness. We were there for you when you lost a parent. We were there to provide a shoulder to cry on, to give a hug, or just to grab a beer and listen. But fortunately for us, as we all know, at a school like Duke, there are also many bright moments. And getting to share those moments with each other made them even brighter. We got to be there when you nailed the interview, when you won the award for Best Journal Article of the Year, to see you win the intramural championship, to win tickets at camp out and see Duke take down UNC in this very building. When you took Tricky Dick and made it a truly fantastic production, we were there when you had a beautiful new baby. Sharing these last 3 years with each other made them that much more special. And while within the coming months, we'll all go off across the country to start our new jobs, fortunately for us, we'll also get to be there with each other for many years to come. We'll be there with each other in a few months when we get admitted to the bar, to be your new business partner, to watch you walk down the aisle. We'll be here for you if you're still searching for that perfect job, and we'll be there to watch you win your first case or close your first deal. That will be what I'm most fortunate to take away from Duke Law. The fact that we got the chance to experience the last 3 years of our lives in all its ups and downs with each other. In closing, I'd like to take a moment to dedicate this speech to all the people that said I'd never accomplish anything noteworthy on a basketball court. Actually, I'd like to dedicate it to our parents, and more specifically, our moms. Forgive me, dads, but as the previous speakers have acknowledged, tomorrow is Mother's Day. While we as classmates have supported each other through the last 3 years, there has truly been no greater source of support than you, so thank you. Unfortunately, my mom couldn't be here today to watch this, but I'd like to thank her. And I'd like to think that if she were here, she'd be really happy to see us, the class of 2014, graduating today together. Thank you.